Thank you very much, Madam Speaker and members. I rise in support of ACR 54. We just finished the holiday Passover, which the Torah instructs us to tell that story to our children. And the Haggadah actually means the telling, which is the book that we read at a Passover Seder. And when we do this every year with our children, and we're talking about, what is the connection of Passover when the Jews were slaves in Egypt with today? And I think about something else that I had to tell my children about this weekend, the second time in the past 6 months that I had to share with them as I was going to synagogue with them that Jews were killed and shot at synagogue, but we're going to be safe. And that's the best I can put into it for my kids. And they trust me. And we go to synagogue. And it's extraordinarily challenging, as you know, to tell your children something, to hope for the best for them, and to have to live with the scourge of anti-Semitism, which is alive here in California. And that is why on Yom HaShoah, we observe that day every year, and why I am grateful that the Assembly observes the Holocaust Remembrance Ceremony every year. This isn't something that began 8 decades ago in Germany. This isn't something so distant. It's not far away. It's something that lives with us today, something that we've experienced this weekend, anti-Semitism. Why it's so important for us to mark that each year and tell people. And so I wanted to tell you a little bit about the stories of some of the children who were killed during the Holocaust. Permission to use the prop, Madam Speaker. This is Jetty Pront, a Dutch Jewish girl. She was 10 years old when she was torn from her parents and sent to Auschwitz and murdered on the 28th of January, 1944. This is Carla Betty Van Baren. She was killed when she was only 3 years old. She also was from the Netherlands. She was killed on the 17th of September, 1942. This is Francis Levine. He was from Paris. He was killed on the 25th of November, 1943 at Auschwitz. These are just 3 of the million children that were taken from their parents and killed because they were guilty of being Jewish. My colleague from the San Fernando Valley talked about how people don't remember the Holocaust or know what the Holocaust is or can't tell you what Auschwitz was, that it was a death camp set up by the Nazis in Poland to kill all of Europe's Jewry. It's 80 years since 1939. There are fewer Jews in the world today than there were in 1939. We have not recovered from the Holocaust. And so there are a few things that we can do and make sure that people know about this, particularly for younger generations that aren't getting this information. And the photos that I had, Auschwitz and Yad Vashem, the Auschwitz Museum and Yad Vashem have Twitter accounts where they actually post this information. And there is a new series coming out on Instagram, and I usually tell children, don't pay attention to social media. There's an account, eva.stories on Instagram. Historians found a diary of a girl who died in the Holocaust named Eva. And one of her wishes written in that diary was to have a camera. She wanted to document what was occurring around her, from the life that she enjoyed being part of the middle class in Europe to the Nazis coming into their town, being forced into a ghetto, being taken to a death camp. And the historians found this diary, and they decided to put a smartphone in her hands. And on that Instagram account, they have documented this girl's life as if she was able to document it on social media the way so many young people document their lives on social media. And I encourage you to check this out, eva.stories, and to share with others so that they too can learn about the Holocaust. Members, thank you so much for marking this day together.